Hello, in this video we're going to take a look at the Skmei 1255 black Bluetooth smartwatch, which was sent to me by the company that make it, Skmei. You can get this for about $20 from Amazon, and I'll leave a link to it down below. So it's got some very interesting features, this watch. It's a budget watch, which I think is going to suit a lot of people. So let's take a look at it. When they sent me this watch, it came with the watch and an instruction manual. And to start with, I didn't really need to use the instruction manual. I just kind of tried to work out how to use it myself. I've been wearing it in my day-to-day activities, and people have been commenting on it and saying that it looks pretty smart. So the watch has got this sort of rubbery strap, which is kind of really durable. It's not going to like tear or crack like a leather strap would. So let's get the really pointless features out of the way. The bezel on this watch actually does turn, but I'm not entirely sure why, because it's completely non-functional. It doesn't do anything. So this watch has actually got like a calculator screen. It's an LCD screen where the background is black and the numbers are white, so it's kind of an inverted calculator screen, and that means the power consumption on this watch is incredibly low, and that is important, and I will tell you why later on. So on the front of the watch you can see we've got the day of the week at the top. We would also have a battery indicator if the battery was low. There's also a Bluetooth indicator. Interesting. We've also got an alarm indicator, something that says steps, calories and kilometers. We've got the time here, which is presented in a sort of 6-number format. I should say, given that the main feature of a watch is telling the time, I've worn this out and about, and it's incredibly easy, especially outside, to see what the time is. The numbers are nice and big, and I have actually found myself lifting it up to look at the time, which is unusual for me because I always grab my phone. We've also got some icons on the bottom row of this watch. We've got a calendar, somebody running, a fireball, which I guess is going to be calories. Distance, that's right. The next one is a sort of bell, so that'll be an alarm. And finally, a stopwatch item. And then on the very bottom row, we've got something that looks like a camera and a telephone and an envelope. And I'll explain exactly what these functions mean. So first of all, I'm actually just going to put it on my wrist so that we can see what it looks like. So it's very comfortable, that's the first thing to say. It's light. So there are 4 buttons on the side of this watch. The topmost button is a backlight, and you can see here that it's illuminated the screen. It doesn't illuminate the screen a lot when it's really bright, but certainly in dark situations, it really does allow you to see what's on the screen. Now the second button on this actually switches between the different modes on this watch. So I've pressed it here and it's telling me it's the 23rd of the 7th. And you can see the little icons on the bottom row moving across as I press the button. The next one, it says steps, so I've done 10 steps today. I've only just woken up, really, that's probably why. Then it says kcal or calories. I've burnt 0.4 calories, so I've got a long way to go to burn off that McDonald's I'm going to have for lunch. And on the last one, it says kilometers, 0 kilometers. So basically, steps, kcal and km are just using the pedometer function in this watch, and it's not really tracking how far you've gone. It's just estimating it from the number of steps you've done. There's also a stopwatch, so let's try and activate that. Okay, it's button 1 to start the stopwatch. And apparently it can go up to 59 minutes and 59 seconds. That's the longest it can record for, that's all right. So now on to perhaps the more interesting features of this watch. So this is actually a Bluetooth smartwatch. Now, I was a little bit skeptical when I first got this, because if you look at the back of this watch, you can see that it's actually sealed. It's actually got little screws holding the back plate in. And there are no charging ports on this watch either. So I thought, well, how are you going to have a Bluetooth smartwatch that doesn't have a chargeable battery? In my experience of smartwatches, it's going to last about a day before the battery runs out. Well, actually, that isn't the case. Because the screen is such an energy-saving screen, and they've really thought about the power consumption on this watch really carefully. If you actually look on the back page in the manual here, it says that in high consumption mode, so this is using the pedometer all day and connecting via Bluetooth to your phone for more than 12 hours and receiving 40 calls or SMS message alerts a day, this battery will last greater than 6 months, which is really good. So just buy yourself some sort of standard, whatever they're called, they're listed here, CR2430 batteries, and this watch will last ages. I'm really impressed. And, you know, you haven't got the hassle of having to charge it like you do with every other smartwatch on the planet. So there are actually some smart features on this which require you to pair it to a phone, and that can be an iPhone or an Android phone. And there's an app that you can download, which gives you a link to them on the back, actually, a little QR code. And that allows you to sync the pedometer information to your phone. It also allows you to synchronize the time on your phone to the time on the watch, so that you haven't got to do the sort of fiddly button pressing to change the time on the watch. So I've got the app installed here on my iPhone. It's called X-Watch. So if I just click on that, you can see that the first thing you get is a sort of daily summary of the number of steps you've walked, the distance you've walked, and the calories, which, as I said, are all just basically derived from the pedometer information. Gives you a nice little graph of that. Now, if you swipe up from the bottom, what you get is access to your historical data. So if I scroll through like this, I can see that yesterday I walked 3,162 steps. That's not bad, I suppose. And you get a little graph showing you hour by hour when you did your exercise. Now, if we click on this sort of settings thing up here, we can specify health goals. So we can say, maybe I want to set myself a goal of doing 10,000 steps a day. If your friend's got one of these as well, you can also sort of link your account so that you can see what each other are up to, which is quite a good sort of social way of making sure that you're keeping fit. There's also a remote camera on this as well. So if I click on camera, you can see that now my phone is acting as a camera. That's it. If you press button number 1, it takes a photograph on your phone. You can actually get message notifications and call notifications on this watch. So if I just send myself an iMessage, now the message icon is flashing on the watch to let me know that I've got a notification. Now, it doesn't give you the text or anything on here. It just tells you that you've got a notification. So all in all, I think this Skmei 1255 watch is actually really good value for money for only $20, mainly because it's so easy to tell the time. Also, the smartwatch features on this watch are really good. I like the fact that you can get message notifications and call notifications on here, which is really useful. And given that this is a Bluetooth watch, again, I must stress that 6 months for a Bluetooth smartwatch, you know, on a single battery or charge or whatever, is really good. Anyway, I'll leave a link to this down below if you want to take a look at this for yourself. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe if you like technology, Lego, and all things sort of geeky. And I shall see you next time for another video.